So, let's get straight to the point. First, you'll need Node.js. You can easily find instructions on how and where to install it online. After installing Node.js, download the archive from the link in the description and extract it to a drive where you have the most free space. Now, a downside of this method, you'll need more than 150 gigabytes of free storage on your computer. That's how much all rated levels in Geometry Dash take up. After extracting the archive, create an empty folder and name it Levels. Then go to the folder containing the extracted files, hold Shift, right-click on an empty space and select Open PowerShell window here. Once PowerShell opens, type, you can see the code in our conversation history. Now you'll have to wait 2 to 3 days while all rated levels are downloaded into the Levels folder. As an alternative, you can pause the process at any time by pressing Ctrl-C in PowerShell. You can even shut down your computer afterward and later resume the download using the same command. You can see the code in our conversation history. Once all levels are downloaded, you can start searching for any level you want. Now let me explain what each file does. Text.js. This script lets you search for levels based on text that appears in a screenshot. Open text.js and find the line. You can see the code in our conversation history. Replace text example with the text you see in your screenshot. You can also set a search range using min-id and max-id. For example, if you know the level is from version 2.1, you can use... You can see the code in our conversation history. Save the file, open PowerShell the same way as before, and run. You can see the code in our conversation history. And that's it! Level IDs containing that text will start appearing in the PowerShell window. Pretty cool, right? tscombo.js. This is similar to text.js, but used when your screenshot contains 2 different text elements. All scripts are launched the same way via PowerShell. You can see the code in our conversation history. Universal.js. This is where things get really interesting. In the level by colon, object IDs by colon, each object has its own ID. By identifying objects from your screenshot, you can enter them into. You can see the code in our conversation history, separated by commas inside the brackets. In addition to the ID range, you can also specify background IDs, ground IDs, and more. Getting these IDs is simple. Just check the order in the editor. For example, Stereo Madness background equals 1, Electrodynamics background equals 2. Fonts are a bit trickier. If the game shows font 10, you need to enter 9 in the code because indexing starts from 0. If you don't care about a value, like background, you can use none. After entering all the data from your screenshot, run the script via PowerShell, JS. Use this when the same text appears multiple times in a screenshot. For example, if you see go 3 times, set search word to go. Set min count to 3. bgcolor.js. This script finds levels where the starting background has a specific color. Pick a color from the image, convert it to RGB, 3 numbers, enter them into the script, and run it. Colortrigger.js similar to bgcolor.js, but it searches for levels where a color trigger changes the background during gameplay. This only works for levels from versions 1.0 to 2.0. Colornew.js. Same as Colortrigger.js, but for newer levels. Square.js. This is the most powerful script of all. It searches for levels based on how many objects appear within an imaginary 15x15 block area. This roughly matches what you usually see in a screenshot. Here's what to do. First, look at your screenshot. Pick an object you see, for example, a spike, ID 8. Count how many times it appears. Let's say 20 times. Then in the code, inside const target set, write. You can see the code in our conversation history, where 8 equals object ID, 20 equals number of times it appears. You can list multiple objects this way. There's already an example in Square.js. Next, open PowerShell and run. You can see the code in our conversation history. And that's it, the level will be found. Now let's apply this in practice. Take a level and identify objects using colon's level. Object 1704, 1 time. Object 188, 1 time. Object 224, 1 time. Object 1 and 14, 1 time. Object 941, 1 time. Object 725 at least 10 times. Enter this into the code like this. 1704, 188, 1, 224, 1, 114, 141, 1, 725, 10. Set the ID range, for example, from 3 to 7 bounded. Save the file. Open PowerShell and run node_square.js. Wait for the search to finish. You'll get 2 matching IDs. Check them and you'll find that the correct one is 6159879. You can also create your own scripts for different situations. To do that, you can ask Gemini for help. Just provide it with examples and this text file containing this guide from this video.